Want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles and bishops at Great Millstone. They teach us this truth. They labor night and day. They rule well. Salutations and blessings to all the men that's in GMS. That's out there on the highways and hedges. Those that are making videos. All the men that's doing everything they can to get this word out by any means. Peace and blessings to the speckled bird that might look like these other nations, but they are of the remnant of the hopeful elect. Peace and blessings to the Aqua who are listening in silence, doing as the scriptures command. And shalom to all the affiliates with GMS. And shalom to all those that support GMS in sincerity and in truth. Shalom to all the 144,000 elect. Shalom. So as you can see what's on the menu right here. This is if you're late to the party, this Project Bluebeam has been being talked about for amount of years. Amount of very good long years. I would say from when I last remember it, I would say basically around, for me, it was around 2008. Hearing of the Project Bluebeam, but of actually knowing, this is way before I came into GMS, and knowing certain things about what they're going to try to do. Been knowing for a good while. And it's amazing how Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, how, when no one knows who are of the hopeful elect. I don't even know if I am. But I'm hoping that Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai will show mercy upon me and all the other brethren that are hoping that they are of the hopeful elect too. So when I pray, I only pray for the brothers that feel that they are of the hopeful elect. And I most definitely pray for our elders, because those are the ones that, brought us all into this truth. They're the ones that guided us. They're the ones that we looked at their videos, we listened to what they had to say, even some brethren. So I pray for them, of course, because, the truth will set you free. And that's what you want to be from. Free from the lies. Because Christianity is not going to tell you anything. And Christianity is not going to allow your mind to learn how to think. It actually keeps you docile. It keeps you not knowing how to defend this truth. It keeps you believing in fairy tales and all this stuff that would never ever happen. But when you come to GMS, it is a breath of fresh air. And what I mean by a breath of fresh air, that you are actually learning truth and not lies. But I'm going to get into this to my best ability, because I'm not perfect. And if there's anything that someone wants to comment on that is positive to bring light to this, hey, you can drop a comment. I'm all for it. But I'm going to give my perspective of this Project Bluebeam. And there are videos that I tried to go back and find, and they have totally wiped them off of the internet. I even seen videos that you could tell that they were hiddenly being recorded by individuals that were trying to find out certain secrets. You know how when someone takes a video camera and they record stuff and they hear what someone's saying and they record it and have video of it. But I did see one video. It was of some Black Panthers, and they was talking about the subject of it wasn't, they didn't call it Project Bluebeam, but they was talking about the UFOs, and that's when I knew that something was going on. When the Black Panthers was talking about it, and the Black Panthers actually said that yeah, these UFOs that people are seeing are of the United States government. So that's what I first dived into. But coming to Great Millstone, you learn that the UFOs are of the chariots from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So I had to look into this and look at a lot of videos and get a lot of perspectives and hear. Sometimes it's best to listen before you do a whole lot of questioning. And sometimes listening is where you need to be at. And when you hear lies, there are truth in those lies. And I found a lot of truth and a lot of lies. And I know I will not be able to disclose all of it in this video. That's why if you look at some of my shorts, I have shown technology that they have used. But what people also have to realize, when you have these Edomites, and if you look at other brothers' videos, they have technology from the left. And it was the elder I was just listening to today driving home, because this is right now it is, because it's like 2:00 in the morning, 2:00 something in the morning for me. But as I was listening to it, it was November the 26th, 25. Probably around, I was listening to him when I was driving on the highway. Probably around like 2:00. But his video was latest. His brother was an elder. He a young elder. I think he down in North Carolina, Charlotte. They took his videos, his channels down numerous times, but he always comes back strong. But he even mentioned in one of his videos that, yeah, he said that we know about those fake chariots. And they do have fake chariots. See, that's the one thing with Edom. They're going to have fake chariots. And Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai are the real chariots. See, it's two type of chariots. One made by Edom and one made by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You have to know that. And they were given technology on the left, just like how they made an atomic bomb. And I remember seeing a video of it was a guy in Great Millstone some years back, and he was saying how they got the technology from the left. He wasn't talking about UFOs, but he was talking about, nuclear bombs and stuff like that, and talking about how, Esau be sitting up there thinking about stuff. He gets a dream, and and the other brothers was laughing. They wasn't laughing at him, but they was laughing at, like, yeah, what he's saying is the truth, because it is true. Edom get their power from the left hand side, but they think because they came up with all this, technology, that it's strictly them. Nah, you getting this from the Heavenly Father. See, the difference between I'm not gonna call them UFOs. The chariots from Edom is that they lack certain parts of technology, but the chariots from Yahweh, they're perfect, because if you're a perfect God of the universe, your ships and your technology is going to be nothing but perfect. They're going to have no flaws whatsoever. And the technology that's coming from Edom, they have flaws. I don't know all those flaws that it has, but it has flaws. Even if it's 1% of a flaw, that 1% is enough for Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, to destroy their chariots. And that is the whole thing of it. See, the thing is, the only reason why Edom will feel that they can fight the Heavenly Father is because they have to feel that they got technology that is so far out there, they feel like nothing can come back them. That's the only way they will be willing to fight against the Heavenly Father for when He shows up on the scene. You don't, just as the elder says, he was talking about how they got nanotechnology that can go into the brain and now kill certain cells in your body using white blood cells. I mean, that brother really had a good. I wish my other phone was working. I'll pull it up. For some reason, it just, man, because I didn't start it up in a while. I actually lost it, but it ain't working. But the point is that these Edomites, man, got technology that's out of this world, man. They really do. And to us, it will look like, if you're unaware, that, wow, this might be coming from you. Well, it all at the end of the day, it's all coming from Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. But the thing is that when the Edomites possess it in their hands, it has flaws. But another thing I want to bring out is when you look at all these pictures, and just about all these videos, even this old one, I've seen mostly all these videos. And when it shows aliens attack or Project Blue Beam and they showing these holograms and stuff like that, what people must understand, everything that goes on in this world is evolved around the hopeful elect. Period. It's evolved around the hopeful elect. Yes, we have people that they are Israelite blood, but it doesn't evolve around you just being an Israelite. It's evolved around you being the hopeful elect. As it brings out in Matthew 24:24, that if it was possible, they will be able to deceive the hopeful elect. But it says, if it was possible. That's KJV. But it's not going to be possible for them to deceive the hopeful elect. Because the hopeful elect are going to know what's going on. They're going to be like, seems pretty good, but I'm not feeling it. Like when you look at this video right here, this guy's covering his mouth, looking all shocked. Breaking news, USA warns alien invasion. And when you look at it, how long ago? It was 1 month ago. Project Blue Beam. All right? We must know that the government are watching all of our videos, down to the T, taking down all the notes. Nothing is going past them. All right? So when you see brothers out there from all camps talking about, hey, these ships are coming. What the United States government, when they read, because you got to understand, these Edomites do not know how to read these scriptures. That's why for years they promoted the scriptures being interpreted in the way that they interpret it. That Jesus is a Caucasian man, and he got long, flowing blonde hair and blue eyes. This is how they interpret it. They laid open the book, as it's brought out in the book of Maccabees, and painted their images in their images. But it's not in their images. The true image of it is painted in the Israelite image. We know that to be a dark-skinned man with woolly hair. All right? But if they can use something that they know is going to be our salvation against us, they're going to do that. They know they have to follow these prophecies. But they say, but if we could turn it with a little twist, those the ones that are weak, we'll get those. Because you're gonna have those that are not of the elect. And those ones will be fooled. They will be fooled. So imagine you see a whole lot of chariots in the sky. First thing come to your mind, oh man, this is Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai coming. And they might even use these same chariots that they have created to destroy the United States themselves. Just like in just like in the movie Independence Day, when Vivica Fox was telling the girl in the movie, she made a sign saying she wanted to see the alien. She said, girl, do not go out there. Do not go out there. Stay safe. And the white girl was like, oh, okay, I'm not going to go. She was representing the Jake. The ones that might, on the speckled bird, those that might look like of those other nations. You see? And what did she do? She went out there. She went on top of that building along with those other people, say, oh, look at the blue lights, the lights. And that laser came down there, killed everything, man. These Edomites are going to pull this stuff out, man. They're going to pull out their technology that's out on the left to destroy everything. You have to put the pieces to the puzzle. That's what they're going to do. To destroy everything, man. To pull it out, because it's a fact that they have fake chariots. It's a fact. Remember, they was given powers from the left to make these things. I mean, look at the technology that they have out here openly. They got lasers, man. They use even lasers in surgery to do open heart surgery. They no longer really have to, they still use knives when they have to cut and make incisions. But when it comes to the integral, like little small parts, when they trying to cut small blood vessels and to sew you up, they can even fuse skin back to skin using heat, which comes from a laser. They have even shown that they have put these lasers on certain planes. Not jets, but planes. The technology is there. So when you're working with a system of people that they have technology that were given to them on the left, they're going to use it, man. If they're like, listen, we have a group of people that believe in, as what they would say, in this God, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, because that's what they're saying. They're making fun of us. They're going to say, look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to pull out these fake chariots that we got. We're going to destroy ourselves, all right? Destroy everything around us, and then we're going to blame it on aliens. So now the people that are left alive, they'll believe that it's aliens, and there'll be so many people that believe that they could do that. What do you think the movie Resident Evil is about? You're taking people from the residents and you're putting evil upon them. These people have all the technology to do it. They can go down in their bunkers, down in their hidden cities, make monsters, and do a whole lot of stuff. When I graduated middle school, back in 93, I seen a picture showing an ear on the back of a mouse. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. Let me pause the video, try to pull this up. Now look at this. Now, I wish I had the yearbook. I had a yearbook, yearbook of this. But look at this. Look at what they got. An ear on the person's head. 9 years ago. And we know who this guy is. And if you don't know, you don't know. Look, these people are going in with this technology, man. It's not a game. These people are finding ways to grow organs from animals to replace things that are missing on your body. So if they can do stuff like this is letting you know they can make something that could look supposedly like an alien from a different planet. What do you think about what's going on for all these missing people? They can just grab these people, grab all the homeless people, take them down into the ground, and really they don't even have to do that, man. All you need is some cells and some sperm, and you can get to work. And they can be down there with their scientists saying, listen, we're going to make a being to look like it's from out of this world. Stick it in our fake ships, and then go out here and cause havoc. And then we could say, hey, listen, man, the United States has been attacked by these aliens. And now you'd be like, well, look, if the United States that's so powerful been attacked, we know it's not the United States. See, that's how people going to. It's like the old thing, like what people used to do in the hood. I mean, if you're from that light or been around that light a little bit, you have your man or someone that's close to you or someone that's acting like, they're trying to help you. The whole time, that's the same person that stole your shit. The whole time. That person stole your shit, man. And they helping you look for that shit. I see the motherfucker do that shit on the job site. And I'm looking at this dude like, man, this dude's a cold fucking thief. And then he tried to steal my shit, but I just happened to be there at the moment. And I see him pick my shit up. And he was walking around the corner with it. And I was right there. I said, yeah, man, it looks real nice around your neck. But he knew I seen him with it. And I ain't even come back. I went to go do what I had to do. But he had it around his neck. I said, yeah, you can use it real quick. But he picked it up without permission. But see, I put it there to show that he was a thief. Because I seen what he did with he stole the other people's stuff. I didn't see him doing it. But when I seen the other person looking for his shit, I said, oh yeah, man, this dude a cold thief. And that's exactly how America is. They are thieves too. They are the thieves of your soul. They'll sit up. Look at what the movie Resident Evil was about. These people was underground making monsters, doing things they're not supposed to be doing. And the United States and with these other companies, even in China and these other places, been doing this stuff for years. See, look at this. And I didn't know about this. The soldier who lost an ear and grew a new one in her arm. And it says someone else's arm. It says in her arm. So she's a soldier that lost her ear and was able to grow it back on her arm. On her arm. That's to show you where this technology is getting to. And that's actually a good thing, that they can do something like that. But imagine it being used in the wrong way. Imagine that. And they've been doing this stuff. See, that says 12 years ago. The first time I seen that thing, it was around 1993. That's a long time ago. That's the first time that I seen it. And me and my friends, when we seen it, we was like, why would they have this in a book? You know, we're not even 15 years old, and we're asking these questions. We're like, why would they show that? And we seen that, we like, damn. See, look at that. So imagine you have a human being, and you take this human being and you're splicing all of this technology together with animals and different things, piecing something together just to make a monster to carry out your agenda, and your agenda is to fool the whole world. You don't know what these people are doing, but the only way you can know is putting the pieces of the puzzle together. And that's what they're doing. They're doing all this type of stuff, man. All of it. And that's what this Project Bluebeam is about. Their goal is to try to fool the very elect. And it's not going to work. They're going to fail miserably. Because we're going to realize, like, hey, man, come on, man. We know y'all got technology on the left. And since we know that y'all going to be trying to fool people with holograms and stuff like that. And they even have microwave. Another brother I was watching going to work, I said, yeah. And I said, man, this makes me feel so much better knowing that it's other brothers like me that been looking this stuff up. Because yes, we can bring out the scriptures, and it's good to bring out the scriptures. But we also have to know the workings of this devil. We have to know. We have to know the workings of this damn devil. This is a video that I seen years ago, 15 years ago. That's about almost around the time. The microwave hearing beam. Yeah. This is real. This all this stuff that you see in these videos I have looked at. It's one video I'm trying to find when the guy, he was inside of a library and he was using this little device to make hearing go distances. And this is a good one right here. That's all they have to do. Make a microwave hearing that all people can hear. See, they're already thinking about how they're going to try to fool the masses. But you got to ask yourself, well, you know what? Why would they put this technology? Why would they not just take it off the internet? Because they also want to see who are the people that can put the pieces to the puzzle. And they want to watch those people. Because sometimes people don't have to see these videos. And they could just put the pieces to the puzzle. And they could be like, and then imagine those people that don't have to watch these videos. They're getting all inspiration from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And they putting the pieces to the puzzle. And let's say they try to pull that rabbit out of the hat. And they're like, nah, man, that's a trick. How they doing that? And you tell them. And they'll be like, well, how are these people figuring this stuff out? Well, some guy that's telling them. Well, who's this guy? The only way they know who is this guy, if this guy goes on this internet, looks this stuff up, and they'll be like, well, you know what? That's the guy. Because look at what he's looking up. He's looking up all this stuff that we are doing. We put it out there to see if we look at it, because we're going to look at it anyway. You see what I'm saying? But some people will not believe this because those people are blinded. Because there's been people I tried to tell them about, like, yo, man, I had this vision, and you know what? I actually found a video on the internet, and it's about that. And you try to show it to people, you know, and the people are like, nah, I don't believe that. But then those are the people that's going to remain blind. And it has been videos of CIA agents that have heard voices, and they feel that it was people sending voices to their head. And that's what the brother was bringing out in one of his videos that I just watched this past week. He was showing, it was a guy at the end of all his videos saying, like, yeah, people think they're hearing voices and stuff, but really, it is someone projecting a voice. And see, just like I seen this guy right here, I think he's supposed to be, a little, bent wrist, and he was saying he was being harassed. And this stuff has been going on for years. And some people might hear a ringing in their ears, not because you got tendonitis. It's because these people have been doing. I mean, and then when I really try to go back into the 80s, before the internet was really popping like this. See, a lot of people think the internet's new. The internet been out there for years. It wasn't access to all the people. That's why they had America Online. The internet goes way far back, man. Because the internet was used for something else. It was just nothing but, a telephone line. That's all it was. And those that had the money could talk to people from a computer from overseas and stuff like that. It wasn't access to the public. It was all military. You see, but if you don't know, you don't know. But yeah, this microwave hearing, some of these people think they're hearing voices in the head, is really someone behind the scenes fucking with them. And then once you get that microchip in your brain, that's when shit really could get fucking stupid. It's just like that movie with Mission Impossible. That girl, she had that chip up her nose and they couldn't get it out, so they had to shock her ass over a certain time, and basically that chip blew up inside of her and killed her. So the thing is, this technology is nothing that is new. Now, it might be showing a microwave, but we're not talking that type of microwave. And then you can invert a microwave. See, this microwave has shields around it so that anything inside of it cooks. A microwave, it shakes stuff so fast, it heats up the water molecules. But see, they have a microwave gun that's on a military truck. See, microwave military weapon. See, they ain't playing about this shit. See, if you look at this, the non-lethal weapon denied system. See, I did a video on that. You will see all this stuff, and you can go to these things. They have this technology. See, electro beam, non-lethal weapon for U.S. military. And see, basically, this is a microwave, but this microwave is designed to shoot out heat. And just like if you take a real microwave from out, which is this right here, and this is what I see. I'm in this type of field. So if you take a microwave like this comes from actually out of a damn microwave, and there's the transformer right there. But you have to shield it so that it goes one direction, because if you don't, basically it will come back at you. And you get all them gamma rays and shit like that, and that shit'll fuck you around. But how Freyd learned about the microwave hearing, he had a piece of candy in his pocket and it started melting it. That's because he was too close to it. And see, when you look at this right here, vehicle mounted active denial system. Think about that name. You can't deny. You can't deny the heat. And they actually had it on the news. The guy tried to put a thing in front of it and couldn't deal with it. And see, 1 month ago, a new weapon, dozens attack drones, and stunning display. You see, and what are they using? Microwave, and then they can also use EMP. They got all this stuff, man. All this is technology from the left, but they will all say that they got this from alien technology. And see, and this is the whole thing that they're going to try to pull. See, fry or fly. See, they're not playing with this technology. That's why it's stuff. This is only what they're allowing you to see. Imagine the stuff they're not going to let you see. Imagine that. So this is just a little glimpse of the technology that they have, that they can pull out, you know. And I did a video on this. This popped on my line just now, but I did a video on that talking about how Russia sends 2 nuclear capable bombers to Venezuela. And what's that? 6 years ago. And see, Russia got technology too. And see, and all this goes back to when United States brought the Nazis into their fold so they can use their technology. And that's where a lot of this stuff has come from. See? All this stuff is there. Finally watch the U.S. Navy laser weapon in action. This is real. I don't even have to play all these videos. All you have to do is look at these videos, slow it down, pause it, and look it up. All this technology is here. All of it is here. That's why I showed in my video talking about showing UFO technology. And that's why I'm not ever going to go against Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. The only thing I'm just trying to let people to be informed of is don't think that every time you might be seeing a chariot up there, it's a chariot from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. It might just be a chariot from these damn Edomites. And that's the whole thing. We have to look up for our salvation because the scripture does say that. But that's when it's the appointed time. Because you have to really ask yourself, why are you seeing this chariot? Why are you seeing it? You know? You really gotta ask yourself that question. Why are you seeing that? Who's to say that's not from Edom? How I carry it, man? Me personally, I say, man, look, I have a job to do. Whether it's a chariot from Edom or a chariot from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. One thing I know right now, these chariots are not coming right now because there's still prophecies that have to be to go out. They still have to be to go out. The MOTB still hasn't come yet. All right? It's about to come, but it still has not come yet. So seeing the chariot from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, it's like, me personally, I'm like, why am I going to see that? This is not our deliverance right now. That has to be delivered out to the whole world to see if we're going to bend. So a lot of these chariots y'all are seeing out here are from this damn devil. Now once that MOTB is rolled out and you start seeing them, I would start be like, our salvation's about to come. But even with that still being around, you have to know that this devil is afraid, because once we get that spiritual power, that's when their technology is not going to matter a damn bit. It's not going to matter a damn bit. Because imagine them trying to shoot out a laser at a spiritual being. It's not going to have any effect. It's not going to have any effect on it. It's not going to have no effect. So since it's not going to have effect, you're not going to have nothing to worry about. You have to really sit there and question and ask yourself, look how Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, when we was, having the knowledge of the technology, our technology, the holy technology, and we created this planet and other planets and other nebulas and other galaxies. That's using technology. Like when you look at Prometheus, that's just giving you a little glimpse. But they whitewashed that. But imagine we going from galaxy to galaxy with real technology, with no flaws. See, they have that technology, but they can't travel the stars. See, that's the one thing about with their chariots. Their chariots cannot travel the stars. They have limitations. And that's what we have to look at. Yeah, their chariots can go. Man, look, they already have jets that can go 15,000 miles per hour. If you look at, they got ram jets. And if you really think I'm lying, go look it up. And if you can't find it, say you can't find it. And that will prove to me who's really trying to do the homework. And then I'll show you where I got the information from, because it's public. And they also want to show the world how strong their might is. United States, what is United States actually producing to make them a power? Just like how the brother was showing in his video. United States, all they do is consume. They don't have no. United States have no real gold, no real oil, no real food that people want. All that stuff is mostly coming. Most of the stuff that we get from other countries, and that's how it is. The main thing that United States have that keep them going strong is their military. That is how they work, because they blessed with that sword, and that's where they show their power. Oh, you don't want to get down? It's just like, I mean, if you used to listen, what was that with the Rockefeller? I ain't talking about the real Rockefellers, that the one with Jay-Z and then when they had what was it state property. Either you're gonna get down, you're gonna lay down. That's how United States rock. Either you're gonna get down, you're gonna lay down. If you ain't gonna get down, we gonna lay your ass down. And that's how they roll, because they use their technology as their power to get everything that they want. But once we come with that spiritual power, I mean, what they gonna be able to do with a damn laser? Think about it. I mean, what kind of got me in this truth? I used to see those videos coming out of GMS, and they would show different videos of how they would take the videos and show it, like the X-Men and stuff like that. And that's when it started making sense to me. Like, yeah, if Jesus could walk on water, which is really Yahweh Shai, can walk on water, and if Yahweh Shai could bring people back to life, and even people back in the other in the before him, Elijah brought that woman son back to life. It shows you that, yeah, you can have those spiritual powers, man. You can have it. So you got to really ask yourself, man, how is this really going to play out? These fools been saying for years, if you truly going to look at this video, man, look at this video all the way, so you can really get what's really going on, and then you would know that this technology is nothing new. This technology, just about all these videos that you seeing right here, I took the time out and look at it. I took the time and looked at these videos, so I know what technology that these fools got, and you can only imagine what they're not showing you. And that's the whole thing, what they're doing underground. And if you just put the pieces to the puzzle, you're gonna know how this is gonna play out. Because Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah, they want, man, look, they like a good war. We like a good war. He's like, listen, man, we gonna give these people this power. We gonna give them their power. We gonna give them their lasers. We gonna give them their microwaves. We gonna give them all this shit. And then we gonna come with this spiritual power. They gonna be like, oh shit, don't we got something that can go against that? Don't we got something that can take that down? They be like, nah, man, we ain't got that shit. They gonna be like, man, fuck. We can't go against this shit. These lasers ain't killing these dudes. These dudes are flying faster than these jets. They reappear in places. What we gonna do? And they gonna know that, yeah, now you are going up against the Father and his soldiers, his warriors. And that is going to be the most beautiful thing for everybody to see. And then they're going to have to bow down. They're going to have to bow down when that spiritual power come down. Because that's what these fools are going to do. Just like Tahar said, he said, we're going to be like the X-Men, but we're going to be souped up. we're going to be souped up, man. And by us being souped up, we're going to have these powers. And it's going to be nothing that they can do against them, man. They're gonna have to bow down. And he says in the video that they like to use a lot, some of them will actually try to attack us. But they're gonna fail miserably. That's why they're gonna come with their little fake chariots to try to deceive the hopeful elect, but they're gonna deceive those that are weak. They're gonna deceive some of those Israelites that are weak. Some of those people, oh yeah, I believe in this and that, you know. Those that believe that every chariot is out there is coming from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. He going to deceive them. But when the real chariots come, then people are going to know that, yeah, this ain't no Project Bluebeam. This is the real thing, baby. And that's what they want to do. They want to put a object up in the sky that's so big, something that they know they can't build, and then make people think that's coming from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. And then they're going to destroy it because they got to show their strength. You know what I'm saying? And just like how they're pulling out. See, one thing Edom can't do is go into the future. That's one thing he can't do. He cannot go in the future and figure out how to play his hand. And when they talk about they have time machines and shit like that, that's one thing they can't do. Because when Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai has set stuff up, that's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to go down. So that's what's going to happen. So whatever card they're going to play, that's the card that they're going to play. And what they're playing is to hopefully catch those that are ignorant, kill them off, and by them doing that, they're going to think, yes, we finally got those damn hopeful elect guys. We got them. And some of them, they might get them too. Some of them they will get. But those will be the ones that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai are going to bring back. So they might get a few of them. But most of them you're not going to get. Because they're going to be delivered by the real chariots, not those fake chariots. And there's going to be nothing that they're going to do about it. Because just as, you know, how Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai made a way for Noah and made a way for, what's his name? I forgot his name, but he basically, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is going to make a way for his people, man. So ain't no technology going to fool the hopeful elect. That's if you are of the hopeful elect. I'm hoping that I am of the hopeful elect. You know, we all are. I want to try to bring out one more thing. What was it? It was EMP, electromagnetic pulse. And see, you need to know about the EMP too. See, AI predicts EMP attack on America. See, and this is AI. But who's to say that the EMP ain't coming from within the Americans? See, the one thing, since America is solely reliant on their technology, it will make more sense for the United States to attack itself. I mean, they did that on 9/11. Why wouldn't they do that again? To attack them own selves, to make it seem like they no longer exist. Then you roll in these fake aliens, and then you find a way to defeat them, and then everybody's under one nation. Yeah, we defeated the aliens and stuff like that. And then they also think, yeah, and we killed the hopeful elect. So now we can rush in and do all of our nonsense with these with the MOTB, and now since we have aliens that look like human beings and stuff like this, the only way for us to know to not to be fooled is to take this chip in the arm or in your forehead, so that way we know that you are of us. You know, just like the movie V. I mean, wasn't that what was going on in the movie V? What was the TV show? What was V? Yeah. I was just seeing that the other day, the newer version. Yeah. This is the original version. Yeah. And that's what it was. They had people in that show that there were aliens. And that's where you get the whole reptilian thing from and all this nonsense. All this nonsense that they have and stuff like that. They didn't know who was human, who was the aliens. And see, what did they have back then? A whole bunch of chariots. See? They know about these chariots. But the whole thing is to deceive. To try to deceive the hopeful elect. And I grew up watching this, man. I ain't no young dude, man. I'm not young. I'm in my daggone 40s, man. I seen all this nonsense and all these episodes and stuff like that, and I kept track of all. I remember this when she swallowed the whole damn thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and then this is the newer version. You know, they have been promoting this stuff for years, man. Because in their mind is what they want to do is try to deceive the hopeful elect. And when the hopeful elect are sealed, there's nothing that they can do about it. They can try to promote all this propaganda and what they want. And when we come back up on this earth, man, after Edom then thought that they could eat to their food, because that's the whole thing. They're going to be like, yeah, we finally got rid of those hopeful elect. Now we can do what we got to do. They're not on the internet saying all this nonsense and on the street corner saying all this. Now we can just go out here and just deceive people. Make them all get the chip. It might play out the way I'm saying, it might not. We don't know. But the main thing I'm trying to say in this video that I'm doing is that we gotta not be ignorant of Satan's devices. And that's devices coming from these damn Edomites. Man, I didn't even know. This dude right here sentenced to life. Wow. Well, hey, stuff happens. See? All this stuff is happening, man. All this stuff is happening in real time. So I hope that this lesson was edifying to all the Akim. Shalom.